Oh yeah, I think my favorite game to play out there is digital roulette.
Okay.
Yeah, I think digital roulette's like definitely my go to whenever I want to try to win some money. To
Is it
go
still
gambling.
like everybody stands around it, or?
No, it's well digital roulette. It's like when you it's like it's digital. It might be like 5 6 seats
Okay.
around the roulette, and like it shows you like statistics of like where it's landed, like what's been hidden, and like I figured out ways to kind of like spread around like amounts of money and try to get like at the most in return. Like I'll put like maybe like $5 on green and then put like 10 on a couple
Mhm.
like numbers. Like I don't know, you could get a group of numbers and like place like your $10 there and like
Yeah.
hopefully get returned. Like I don't know, I've been able to get a good amount of money back like playing digital roulette. But what about you?
I play video poker. To be honest, I'll sit down
What
at the
kind of
bar.
poker?
What's up?
What kind of poker?
The just the small video poker, like the
Is it 5 card or?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Um, I don't know. They have a bunch of different ones you can just switch from them all the time.
Okay.
But I'll always just try to pick one right up on the bar because if you're, if you're like playing so many hands in a minute or whatever, like the light turns green above you, and then you just get free drinks, and it's just like,
Oh damn.
why not?
And hey, and that's the problem too. You're gambling, and then there's workers there with like the tray of beer or the tray of like mixed drinks, and they're offering you like drinks. I mean, you tip them, you get a drink, and like you start getting drunk, you start feeling a little bit more of that adrenaline when you're gambling. You're like, fuck it, let me
Yeah.
put another $100, maybe get 1,000, and then next thing you know, you're like calling your side chick, like, hey, let me get a couple dollars, like, trust me, hey, that Gucci bag, I'll get it for you tomorrow. Just send me the money, trust.
Yeah.
And then you know how that goes.
Calling
And so,
distant relatives. And shit, like, how you been?
no, yeah. So I try to stay away. I try not to gamble too much. Maybe do like
Yeah.
40, $80. Like nothing that's like,
Detrimental.
yeah, detrimental for sure.
I'm the same way. I got scared money, so I can't be like throwing it out there like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Like
And whenever I do go to Vegas or I go to someplace to Morongo,
Mhm.
it's typically not necessarily to gamble. Like if I go to Morongo, where it's like strictly a casino resort, it's because my friends like they're like, oh come on, come through, bro. Like we're gonna win some money. Hey, if I win, we're all gonna be, you know, having a good night. All right, I'm coming down. Or you typically in Vegas, like I'm playing, or we're just going out there like for show or like EDC. And typically, like when I do have like free time, like all right, cool, yeah, I got an hour or two. Like let me go into digital roulette. I'm not, yeah, I don't like blackjack though. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of blackjack. I can't do blackjack.
I like it. I think just more. I don't know. Like there's some times where I'm just like kind of introvert, I guess, and I'll just like just want to go be by myself and gamble on my own little machine or whatever.
Oh yeah, for
But
sure.
I haven't really gone out with like friends like that to Vegas really a lot to go gamble or whatever. So it'd be fun though. I think like just maybe just to try it out, but I don't mind blackjack. You know.
For sure. Okay, yeah. I fucking lost so much money in blackjack. I ain't fucking touching that shit. Hey, but we're hitting the arcade tonight though.
Dude,
Oh, the arcade's gonna be pretty tight, bro.
I'm down.
Yeah, they got pinball, they got skee ball, air hockey, basketball, Mortal Kombat, beer. They got a bar,
Yeah.
mixed drinks. They
Oh,
got a
those-
drink called a Mr. Meeseeks.
Dude.
Yeah, so let me get through Mr. Meeseeks, dude.
They're just
That's
gonna give you a
awesome.
box that says press here.
Oh damn, we already know how
Dude.
that goes. No, yeah, so it'll be fun, bro. I think it's like my third time going. There, it's right next to the game bar in downtown Riverside.
Okay.
And since I've been like there a little bit more often, like I've been passing by there. I'm like, fuck, like I want to like gather a night where we'll all go and check it out, get some drinks. They also do like Super Smash Bros. Like to the side as well Friday
Yeah.
nights. I mean, I don't know if they're still doing it. I went there like 2 months ago, but
Mhm.
I mean, I'm assuming they're gonna have Smash, and again, I'm gonna have to bring the controller. I'm gonna have to bring the controller and show them up.
Is
show
it
them
the
up.
OG one, the Nintendo
No,
64?
well,
or-
actually, I think they have variety. I think they
Okay.
have like Melee, then they have Smash 4, and they have Ultimate.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think it's variety right now. But I think it's Smash. I think it's just a new game recently.
What's your favorite one out of all
Oh,
of them?
dude, I'm running that Mario, running the Mario and Bowser Jr. What about you?
Uh, I don't. I played as Link a lot, honestly.
Oh, Link. Okay.
And then I would play as Zelda sometimes because like she can turn into Sheik or whatever.
Oh yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. Oh
yeah,
hell yeah.
once I like learned how to play and like do all the like special moves and stuff. For a while when I was younger, I would just button smash, like, and I wouldn't understand how these people were just whooping my ass. But and then I don't know. I like older games like that, so I got a lot of practice in. I play like old Nintendo stuff and like old Mario stuff. So kind of like a Nintendo fan, I guess.
All right, did you always have like Nintendo consoles like growing up? 64,
Yeah,
GameCube.
yeah,
I feel like I was on the same path too. I remember getting my 64 with Super Mario 64, getting
yeah,
my GameCube with Luigi's Mansion, Super Mario Sunshine, and then
yeah,
upgraded with Nintendo Wii, and then fucking Wii Sports, and then using the Wii Wiimote as a baseball bat, dude. That shit was revolutionary, bro. I was like 9 years old. I'm like, dude, Nintendo Wii's like killing it. And then I grew out of that shit, and I started getting like a 360. I'm like, nah, fuck this shit. Halo
yeah,
3's where it's at.
yeah. Yeah, I got into Call of Duty and all that stuff like way too late, bro. I never played it when I was younger. It was always just the Mario games.
Like, how old were you when you got into Call of Duty? Are you in high school?
Honestly, it was only like 3-4 years ago.
Oh,
So
oh, really? Oh, damn.
in my
Okay.
20s still, yeah. I mean, I'd played it a few times, but like I don't know. Back then, it was like I hopped into like just getting my ass beat all the time, and I'm like, damn, these guys are quick, man. Like,
Yeah, yeah, dude. I mean, and a lot of these people are like little kids,
yeah,
like little 13, 15-year-olds. I mean, it's just like putting in the hours, bro.
yep.
Like we're like, damn. Hey, you thought about joining the army? Like, shit, bro. We need to recruit you.
Yeah. Oh man, that should be like one of the tests or something.
Yeah.
A
So
virtual tryout or something.
right, right, right. Yeah. So you play. So obviously you played video games. And then on the other side too, you obviously DJ, and then also produce as well.
Yeah.
And I thank you for coming through to this new episode of the Spotlight.
Thank you for having me,
So that
bro.
way, our viewers and listeners here on YouTube and SoundCloud can get to know you more as an artist, and then pretty much like the path of like how you got into dance music and everything. So for the new episode and for all the new viewers and listeners here, welcome to the new episode of the Spotlight podcast here at Lucid Tempo, where we discuss all the trending topics in dance music and showcase upcoming platforms, music, and artists. And we appreciate you guys' support. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up if you've been digging all the content, and make sure to follow us on our social media. And make sure to follow my boy Anxious at Anxious_as fuck. AF_bro.
Yep.
Think I got that right.
Yep.
Cool, bro. Well, yeah. Well, let's hit it off, dude. So, like, how did everything all start with you? Like DJing or dance music? Take us to day one.
So, to be completely honest, the first time I heard anything electronic, I went to a party and the power went out, so it was like even more of a vibe. We're just chilling in the darkness, and somebody played Swagga by Excision.
Oh, yes, I got my swagger back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I was just there, lit, and I was like, something's wrong with like this song sounds really cool. Something's wrong with it. I don't know what's up with that.
I think,
And they were like, bro, this is dubstep, and like, so I guess I first got into Excision through that, and then I found like just like house music, and I really liked like tropical house at first. It was like kind of like just like that chill vibe, but still kind of upbeat. And then oh, Marshmallow.
okay.
I heard Marshmallow on Spotify, and I was like, that's different. And
This was like around 2015, 2016.
yeah, like
All right.
back when he first was coming out with his like OG stuff, and I was like, this is cool. I like it. And then so I started exploring different genres, and then I just fell in love with bass. Honestly, like went to my first ever actual show I went to was Zed, and then he brought out like he just started dropping some heavy dub and like all these like sick trap songs at the end, and I was like, yeah, I like that so much more, and I want to go to shows like that. So after that, I went to RL Grime, Zed's Dead, and like just kept climbing up from there, and like totally fell in love with dubstep and trap and just all the heavy stuff.
All right.
But
And And then when did DJing start coming into play?
Um, so I always kind of like was intrigued by it, like even like vinyls and stuff. You know, growing up, like I always thought it'd be cool to like get paid to do that, like go listen to music, and you're the one, you know, technically messing with it. And then I would go to Yost Theater a lot. Did you guys ever go there?
Man, I practically lived there every week, bro.
On Thursdays, yep.
Having Thursdays, bro. White
Mhm.
Rabbit Group.
So I was there, yeah, every
I've
week.
probably seen you, bro. I was
Probably.
there every fucking Thursday, bro.
We'd probably taking a shot together or something. Don't even remember.
I was like, I think they closed it when I was just about to be 21, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if anything, I was like drinking it out of a water bottle and shit.
Yeah. They,
I was like 18, 19, like barely going to these events.
yeah, same. When I first started going there, anyway, they would just like, I got really cool with the security, and they would just let us just go back to the car and drink and then come back. You know,
Oh
like,
fuck!
so
Damn.
it was cool. What was I gonna say? But yeah, dude, I was there one night, and to be honest, I met, I don't know if you know anybody from White Rabbit, but I met Corey Moody.
Oh, Corey.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And we chopped it up, talked, you know, for like a few hours, and just were kicking it. And then he was like, "Yeah, I need a slot filled for next week for Bear Grylls," and I was just like, "I'll do it." And he was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Yeah." And so he gave me the slot time, and like that was that. And I walked away, and I was like, "I have no DJ equipment. I have no idea what I'm doing."
I'm about to say, is this practically like your first gig?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. And I was just like, man,
dude, you were very enthusiastic on that, bro. Like honestly, like that's the energy to have, you know, when you start out. Like, yeah, do it. Yeah, I'm down. But then you realize, like, oh shit, like I probably don't got this shit now, but I'm gonna have this. I'm gonna have things ready, like by the time it comes through.
Yeah, I didn't sleep for like 3 days, dude. I was just on YouTube, like learning how to, you know, just do everything.
Yeah.
And I went and I picked up a Pioneer controller and some speakers and like some lights and just, you know, all the wiring and stuff and whatever. Got a laptop like the next week and just went for it. And I played up in Skybox, so it wasn't like
the upstairs.
Yeah, but I honestly like it in there. Like,
yeah, I actually played a couple
just,
times there too.
Yeah,
Corey was the one that actually got me into like oh yeah, hey, like I got a show for 12 Planet. Like me and Animal have played like that same night at the Skybox, and it's cool. It's a cool vibe.
Yeah,
it could be a definitely cool vibe upstairs, cause there's been times where like it gets packed. And like it's honestly like that intimate, like it feels very intimate because you feel very close with the crowd, and it's just like it feels raw, it feels underground up there too.
Yeah,
because you don't. I mean, the visuals and like all the nice aesthetics is like in the main stage, like downstairs, but like that raw underground looking feel that upstairs had, like it was just like you could just tell it was just a different vibe with main stage. Yeah. Yost was fucking. Memories, bro.
The spot, dude.
Yeah, that was the spot, bro. I don't know what other spot can be like that, like right now for Thursdays, bro. Like
it's
I
haven't
hard.
found one that matches up.
Nah, man.
I would go out there every week, dude. Like no matter who was playing, I just knew it was gonna be a good time.
Where were you driving from?
Around then, I was still driving from Norco. I lived with my parents in Norco.
All right, for sure.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. I don't think I moved yet until they, you know, closed down and moved venues or whatever.
Oh, okay.
So.
And your gig at the Yost Theater for Bear Grylls, she was popping?
Dude, yes. Like, I was surprised. I had technically played there before with this other kid. He just invited me to go up there kind of back-to-back with him, and then it turned out to be, like, not a back-to-back, but I got to throw down a couple tracks, you know? But I didn't officially have like my name on like the flyer or lineup or anything until then. And like I said, I like it in there, like with the plexiglass and everything. Like the bass just like sits in there, and it just feels so much heavier. Like I don't know, everything was redlined in there. Like it was so loud and just
Oh my
banging.
god.
But yeah, I like I said, I just hopped on YouTube, learned all that shit like really quick, and I just went for it, and I got a lot of compliments after my set. So I was like, I think I'm doing something right, you know. So I go back and listen to it now though, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Now with that set, was that like was that a variety of like styles that you were playing, or was it strictly dubstep, trap, like?
Yeah, since I was like just getting into it, and you know, I had like a few audioses. I'm not gonna lie. So
Yeah, yeah. You know,
I
easy
played a whole
nerves.
bunch of stuff. Like I played dub. That was when like Riddim was first coming out, and I didn't know like what that was and like what subgenres were. So I was just like, oh, this is like the dirty dubstep. Like
I remember I would play with this duo, and they're still together. They
Yeah.
go by Marvels.
Okay.
I remember like they would be playing. Well, at the time was rhythm, but I didn't know what it was. So I was like, dude, this is dubstep, but it's not dubstep. Like it's
Yeah.
like it's very raw. Like
Yeah.
underground is not that like complex. Like
Mhm.
or it could get very complex actually. But
Yeah.
but they were playing rhythm at the time, and I couldn't even understand it. But like people were fucking with it. Like there was definitely like a market for it. I was like, and I was just trying to like really figure out like what was going on. Like, I didn't know what it was, and
Yeah.
like later, like as you hear a couple of records, I'm like, oh yeah, this is this is rhythm. This is what
Yeah.
it is, and people fuck with it, and I end up fucking with it too. I think rhythm's gotten like very, it's leveled up. I
Yeah,
think in
for
terms of like
sure.
its standard, because like 2015, 2016 rhythm compared to like the rhythm now you hear,
Mm.
I'm like fuck, like the standard for rhythm, I feel like it's definitely been lifted.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel you. Like when it first came out, like a lot of it was kind of, you know, like I don't know, a little empty. You know,
I get what you're saying. Yeah, yeah.
like you could get the concept of it or whatever, but now it's just like it's grown a lot and it gets pretty grimy. So I fucks with it too, honestly. Um, I don't chop too much. I'm like still kind of like feeling that out, I guess, but I want to. I want to get more into that side of things now.
All right. Do you
Yeah.
already do the chopping in your sets?
Sometimes, you know,
You don't do, yeah. You don't really like put too much like chopping in your sets. Like it's like one
Ye-
in your set.
yeah, it's really more so because you know I took like a 2 year break, so now I'm coming back and like just starting to play again. So I'm kind of just like feeling out my style, and I'm getting more into that heavy side of things, you know. So it's kind of new for me, but because back then I was just like you know playing stuff through, mixing it, but um, I want to get better at it, like how the other day you were just saying you just gotta like you know like shadow chop sometimes mess around with it, like
Right. Yeah, you'll see me sometimes. I'm just like just like practicing my chops.
I mean yeah I want to get to that point because there's a lot of tracks I have that like I'll just mess with them because like they just sound crazy together and like I feel like I'm just gonna eventually have to like that's the move right now if you're gonna be playing dub or rhythm and I like them both so I don't want to just be you know going from one track to the next. I want to throw in some doubles in there and mess with them, make them how like you know I'd want them to sound. So
Yeah, and
I'm working on it.
I think especially for like when I think of like performance wise, like I think like it's a really good cool thing to do. Like
Yeah.
just chopping, like you actually get people to actually see what you're doing. Like people start seeing like your hand movement go like like they don't. Cause chopping, I like to think is still fairly new in a sense. Like like people are still being like, "Oh, what the hell? Like, what's going on?" And then they start seeing the double dropping or the double chopping, quad dropping, fucking subtronics going ham and shit.
Dude, yeah.
And I think chopping is at first I was like, man, honestly, this is like, what's the significance of this? Like, it's literally just putting both drops like right at the same time and then going like up and down on both faders. Like, I mean, because I was like, at first I was like, dude, everyone's like really overhyping this shit. But over time, like I was just looking at it from like different aspects. I'm like, you know what, like this can get creative. Like
Yeah.
I encourage this because I think at a certain point, like the creativity of chopping and like how people start doing it and how much people can do with that, like we'll go to. And like we've seen a lot of like sets and we've seen a lot of routines now out there that like definitely proving that chopping like can get very complex, very advanced. So
Yeah.
and
I- Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, and also like with scratching too, like Robert, aka Zion Down, like he does scratching in his sets too. So I think that's really cool, like performance wise, like to be able to incorporate like chopping, double dropping, scratching, even I mean even emceeing. That's like a form of like interaction with not just the equipment, but like with the crowd too. You know, to
The
get them more reeled
performance,
in.
yeah.
Yeah. Um,
I
but
look
yeah,
at I look at chopping like you kind of get to live remix stuff, you know, or like stuff that's really played out, and people are like, oh, like I've heard this, and all of a sudden you throw something else in there and start chopping it, and they're just like, oh, okay,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that side of it, I think, is like really, like you said, creative, and you could kind of, sometimes you can chop the way like you would have remixed the song or something, like it mixing in, like the perfect double for it or whatever. So I like it. I want to get better at it and want to throw it in my sets more. But we'll see what happens on the next show coming up.
Yeah, I was on your SoundCloud this morning, and in your bio, it actually has the meaning of anxious and like what that means to you, and I actually want you to talk about that because I feel like damn, like honestly, like that actually has like some personality as to who you are and everything.
Yeah, yeah. So the reason why I chose the name Anxious was because I do struggle with that. I have like chronic anxiety, and it's like really bad. Like
Oh, I got
sometimes
you.
to the point where like I'm just overthinking the smallest, dumbest things, and it really took a toll on my life for a while. Like I wasn't able to get music done, and just like simple tasks, and the only thing that really like kind of took me out of that mindset without like being on like medication or trying to find my own therapy or whatever was just like um, DJing. So like when I would spin, like I couldn't even hear like my homies talking to me or like see anybody out in the crowd. It was just like I was just there, and just like couldn't think about anything else even if I wanted to. So that's where I was like, I really think I want to do this. Like, I want to try and make this something, or even, just as a lifetime hobby, because it's like a natural medicine for me.
Yeah, okay.
So that's kind of where it came about. And then I also like, it's I feel like it's different for for men in that kind of field because everybody looks, like at least the way I was brought up, it was just like to be like, the macho man, like
Yeah,
anxiety.
yeah, yeah.
Anxiety is just stress. Like you have nothing wrong with you,
No, yeah, yeah, I get it. Yeah,
And so I wanted to spread awareness through my music for that and for other, mental disorders and disabilities. And like, I don't know. I just like, I think more people should be aware of it and, have more understanding for people that have it and a little more patience for them, and I want to spread awareness for that, like through my music for sure. So I
yeah,
also
and
have,
yes, that's real tight.
yeah, that's where it kind of came from, to be honest.
Yeah, and with every time they create art too, like it's not just like a soundtrack that to the regular listener. It can also, like I said, like it's a message behind that art every time you release, and
Hmm.
people can connect to that. People can relate to that and be like, yeah, like honestly, and it could be therapeutical too as well. Like, so
Yeah,
in a sense, like you're doing them a deed as well. Releasing your art,
yeah.
and yeah, we're looking forward to some new Anxious music. When can we expect some Anxious music, my dude?
So
What you running on? FL Studio, Ableton, or what
I
you
really
on?
like Ableton.
Ableton. All right,
Right
bet.
now, I'm kind of in between DAWs right now. I have a lot of different homies that have different stuff. Like I have some people on Logic, some people on FL, some people on Ableton. So I just kind of like try to pay attention to all of them, So I'm still kind of learning. Like I can't go on Ableton and type an essay, but like I have some homies that are like that, and I'm just like, oof, like I'll get there. But right now, I'm still figuring a lot of the programs out. So I don't have a lot of finished stuff out technically. Um, I do have some projects that are finished and like I've mixed them, whatever. But I haven't really found my sound yet. So I'm still
Okay.
kind of just like experimenting, and that's where I think different aliases are gonna come out and stuff like that. Um, but I do have a track coming out with Synthetic,
You were telling me earlier.
and I'll probably be dropping that on the 29th.
Oh
so,
yeah, and yeah. You're excited for the show? It's the 29th,
dude,
October
I'm
29th.
pumped. Yeah, I'm ready to
Yeah.
go ham, dude.
Yeah, for those that don't know, YouTube, SoundCloud, Lowen's throwing a Halloween costume party at the Hideaway, downtown Riverside, October 29th. And my boy Ankshus will be playing that night as well. And it's a costume party. So dress up as your favorite, Halloween character. What you dressing up as, Robert? You dressing up? You going? Or what you doing?
Yeah, I'm dressing up as a clown, bro.
The clown?
Yeah, I'm just gonna wear my everyday clothes.
My everyday. Oh, I'm done with you, bro. What about you? Are you dressing up?
I'm gonna do something, but I was thinking about dressing up as Void.
Yeah, I mentioned that as well.
Because I want to for the set I want to drop some new tear out I have and some darker stuff. So I think it would even fit the vibe too, you know.
Oh hell yeah!
And I'm a huge Void fan, dude. I love Sudden Death. I love his personality too. Like he's just all around a cool ass dude, and his music is just so heavy. And I feel like he's one of the guys who's taking his performance to the next level. Like, did you see that show at the Palladium where he
At Valentine's Day?
Yeah,
when he fucking started floating.
I was there, dude. It was my last show before all the COVID stuff happened.
Yep.
And I was just like, oh my gosh, that's next level right there. I like that shit.
Yeah, that night was fucking amazing, bro.
Dude, yeah.
I was drunk, but that was amazing.
You were there too?
Oh yeah. I was
Hell
there. Yeah. I don't think we had met yet, actually.
Nope.
No, yeah, but you probably seen me. I was like everywhere. I was bouncing around everywhere. Yeah, but yeah, when I saw Sudden Death started floating, I'm like, I can't believe this shit.
Yeah.
Nah, but yeah, I can't believe that shit now, bro.
And then Murata was there too, right? Or
Murata played, yeah.
yeah,
Murata
so
played.
It was just a heavy night.
Calcium played. No, I don't know. Fuck.
Uh,
Sudden Death fucking started floating. That's all that mattered.
It was either Al Ross or Ominous, I think, that was there with them too. Like
It was stacked. Yeah, that lineup was stacked.
Yeah, it was it was a good ass night.
Yeah, well, it definitely was a good ass night. And it's gonna be a good ass night, October 29th as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to your set, bro. And I appreciate you being a part of it, man. I know the people that are gonna be coming by that weekend, that night, they're gonna fucking dig your set. What do you think about the community so far out here in Riverside? Because I met you introduce ourselves traditionally. I want to say at the revival events, right? When we set up at the podcast.
The
right?
first time I met you was at Rockefeller's. I was doing some of the.
Oh, the Rockefellers was before, right? And then we had seen each other again at revival, right?
Yeah.
There you go. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I was doing some of the lighting, and you were taking some dope ass videos and pictures, and then.
Oh, that was that night.
Yeah, and then you were like, "Oh, my name is Husky" or whatever, and I was like, to be honest, I think I have a couple of his tracks on my likes, dude. So I was like, "That's cool."
That's what's up. Thanks, bro.
Yeah.
I remember. Now that I'm recollecting memory, yeah, I remember all that, seeing everything. Yeah, there was a bunch of people on stage that night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how it is, you know.
Yeah, retrospect, they got a cool community out there. And then Revival and Sub Factory has a cool community too.
Yeah.
And then we have our own community over at Low End and shit. How'd you feel about the community lately so far? In an empire,
Just
compared
as
to
a whole?
LA, yeah, compared to LA,
Honestly, it gets a lot of love, dude. And I'm not gonna say I'm surprised, but there's even people that come from LA to come out here for shows, you know?
Yeah, dude,
So,
yeah.
I think we got a pretty good community for it out here, and we definitely have an unlimited amount of venues to go try out and see what's up and spread the word. So yeah, I think it's been really good. It's I think it's still technically coming back from all the COVID stuff. People are some people anyway are still like, not going to shows or whatever, or they make it a little difficult sometimes. But I think it's gonna make a fat comeback, and the Inland Empire is like, I'm glad there's shows out here because people don't have to go so far, for like a crazy ass night right down the street.
Well, we were talking about Yost Theater earlier, and there wasn't shit in Riverside area, or wherever you're from.
Yeah.
Like you had to drive out to the OC, or in worst cases in terms of driving LA, because that could be far,
Yeah.
and especially with traffic. So I'm just really glad that the community in terms of dance music out here has really grown, because now you don't, like you mentioned, you don't gotta go drive far to like hit up an underground show, or hit up a show that's like has some cool artists playing. Like you can actually drive down the street sometimes, or just like 10, 15 away.
Yeah.
And I'm just glad to have seen, like, now in 2021, we have all that like accessibility to a bunch of shows nearby, not having
Yeah.
to drive all the way far. Because for a minute, like driving to the Yost Theater and then back, it's like, oh shit, like low key, it's a
Yeah.
bitch.
Yep. Yep.
But now, like, now that with Lowen, we're throwing shows in downtown Riverside, much more closer to where I live, Moval. It's a much more closer drive.
Yeah.
I don't gotta go through too much traffic. It's literally right next door, so it makes it much more smoother for everyone else that lives nearby.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's popping right now, dude. Honestly, downtown Riverside is like, it's getting there. Like it's coming up for sure, and it's just gonna keep going up from here. I feel like, especially with what you guys are doing. You guys are killing it right now, dude. So